Hey, you guys here for the tour? Okay, come on in, welcome to HoloNet Marauders. So this is it. This is the space. So I purposely leave this wall blank just in case I want to like record something, right? I really want to put something up there, but I leave it blank because you never know what you're gonna need to do there. So I have my space. This is actually my sewing table for cosplay stuff. I have like the sewing machine like is down there and all that jazz. Buttons is always just chilling with me, hanging out. Yeah, I always have a stack of books just like somewhere in here. Like, let's see what we got right now. We got the Kylo Ren comic, Dark Legends, Aliens, Part 1, Tales from a Galaxy Far Away. That's the one with Sonata Thano. Must read. The Batu Traveler's Guide and Star Wars Myths and Fables. Everything's a mishmash in here. This is my like big like mishmash though, so I have a couple mics. I usually use this one for the podcast, and then we're trying to get this one to work, but I'm not sure. Hard drives everywhere. Couple droids, an award that I got for doing my job in college. Couple stuffed animals that I've had since I was like 6, so you know they just gotta like chill, right? Oh, this is very important. This is a rock actually that I took from the radio station in college when I was doing my job. Oh yeah. So also in here I just have like a lot of like displays of like props and like little like collectibles, and so obviously most of it is Star Wars, and then we have just like Ghostbusters like popping in, why not? Like I said, we got props everywhere. This was from the display at Barnes & Noble, you know, when Tross came out. Then I have a few like books that I have like on display. So these are, for the exception of that sports one, that's just a very old book that I can't seem to get rid of. It's just a thing at this point. This is all, minus that coloring book, this is all Star Wars reference books. And then I have more reference and just like kids books up there and like little droids that I enjoy. And then, you know, more figures over here. More figures and Legos. More figures. This is where my unfinished Enfys sits with a little bit of Fallout and Walking Dead stuff, just like chilling in the background. And yeah, there's porgs everywhere. We have Pancake is wearing that pink poncho upside down, and then Jackie's the one that's the pumpkin, and then Pistachio and Munchkin, a bunch of pins and funny things. There's pins everywhere in here. This is where the man himself sits. We do have the helmet. We don't have the full outfit yet though, but this is where Sonata Thano sits. This is also a flag that we got in Chicago at Celebration. Some woman was walking around just handing these out. It was the best thing I've ever seen. So for reference, that is the city flag of Chicago, but instead of the Mandalorian mythosaur, it's a bunch of stars instead. A very cool, very unique freebie to be handing out at Celebration. BB-8 in the chair that I've had since I was like 2. It's looking a little crazy now because I was just in the recording, right? But you know, this is always how it looks. We have our Tross alternate poster. We have our Last Jedi alternate poster. These are like 2 of my favorite posters like of all time, but sadly they weren't the theatrical release. They were just the alternate one. I just love the way this one is composed with like Palpatine's like eyes up top like that, and then I love the way this one is composed with Rey just being like the Jedi, and then Luke and Kylo just like there, and they're just perfect. Sometimes if I walk by too quickly, these guys like shake a little bit, and many a time Piet has just fallen over and is like up Vader's cape, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing there, buddy? Sometimes in this space I like to practice using the lightsaber, but it doesn't always like come out that well because I'm not really that good at it, so it just like chills there half the time. It's not good. I can do one of these, I can do one of those, then I can do one of these and one of these again, and that's it. Don't ask me to do any sort of tricks. And I just look cool with it though, that's all that matters, right? So this is where the actual magic happens. I'm not talking about the couch, I'm talking about this computer. This computer with that orange hard drive that I have upstairs, that is where the real magic happens. I edit and produce and go through all of the content that gets put out for HoloNet Marauders. We got the baby. And we also have the babu!
Yep, the food is ready.
Oh yeah, you can tell him. So, as you can see, there are a lot of just like Star Wars things everywhere at HoloNet HQ. So what are we doing at HoloNet Marauders? We're trying to do a little bit of everything and then trying to focus on just like 1 or 2 things at the same time. So we do a podcast weekly. I am editor-in-chief of our podcast, and I make sure that everything goes correctly. We record our podcast remotely, so that means each person records their own audio in their own place and then they send it to me. It's a little bit technical, but it makes sure that everything sounds like correct when I actually get it in. I'm also the voice of QG813. I think that's pretty obvious, but it might not be that obvious, but who knows? My background as an editor, I'm self-taught, 100%. I mean, I took a few like editing classes like in college, and like I wanted to do TV production at the time, and then it kind of like fizzled down for me, but then all of a sudden it's back. In the past year or so, I have really been making a push of, okay, yeah, I'm here, I'm ready to make more content again. That's what HoloNet Marauders is. It's really this push at, hey, I'm ready to make the content again. I feel confident enough to be making that content. And I have the support of AJ and Matt to really make HoloNet Marauders the thing that we want it to be, which is just to be a fantastic source for you. That's what it is. We want to be able to share our love for Star Wars with you, and we want to be able to connect with you guys as well. So what do we have for HoloNet Marauders? Like I said, we have the podcast already. We have our blog, which we try to post weekly of like new, not necessarily news. We're not a news resource. We're more of just like, hey, this is what we're feeling and this is what we want to talk about. We're pretty active on Twitter, trying to engage with other fans and just keep that positivity up in the whole Star Wars community. We're active on Instagram as well, again, doing the same thing, just trying to keep that fan positivity up. A little bit of background about us in general. AJ, Matt, and I all met in college.
Green screen. Guys, we don't have a guest.
That's that. I feel like that's the only explanation that we have. No. So we met in college, and then we decided to go to Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019, right? We decided in like 2018 or so, we're like, oh, AJ and I wanted to go. We're like, who would want to go with us? And we're like, you know what? Let's ask our friend Matt and also our friend Shelby if they want to come. We're like, yeah, sure. And then it kind of just like ignited this entire like passion for Star Wars that we all have. We have this like core group of people in which we're just like, oh yeah, cool. Why didn't we talk about Star Wars this much when we were in college? I'm serious, we did not talk about Star Wars like at all until like senior year, which was when The Force Awakens came out. That being said, welcome to HoloNet Marauders, and we hope that we can talk Star Wars with you soon. So all of that being said, welcome to HoloNet Marauders, and we hope you guys enjoy your stay. Are we a hotel? No, we're just a blog and a podcast.